A human rights group says the death toll in Iran's protests has now risen to 572. This comes as Iran's chief of police tells officers to respond forcefully to what he calls violent rioters. NTD's Jason Perry has the update and a warning. This report contains footage that some viewers may find disturbing.
In a tragic video released over the weekend, a woman could be heard crying as people walked between body bags at a morgue in Tehran. And more body bags were seen outside the morgue as loved ones attempted to identify the bodies. This comes amid a wave of protests that began over Iran's failing economy, but later shifted to oppose the Iranian regime. According to the U.S.-based human rights activist news agency, at least 572 people have died since the protests began, including over 500 protesters and 69 security personnel. That's over 500 more deaths than the human rights group reported just a few days ago. Iran's police chief explained how they're dealing with the protests.
From now on, the police consider the situation to be one of violent unrest only, and will deal with violent rioters decisively, swiftly, and forcefully. Protesters should also be aware that by standing alongside violent agitators, they themselves become victims of the violence caused by these agitators.
According to the U.S. State Department, Chinese companies have assisted Iran in tracking protesters by providing surveillance technologies used for the repression of human rights. And the Iranian regime cut off internet and phone lines in the country last week. Some see the move as a way to help the regime stay in power, making it difficult for outsiders to know the actual situation on the ground. However, a cyber espionage investigator said things could change if President Trump helps put a satellite over Iran to enable cell phone use.
And if President Trump declares an emergency regarding Iran, and he talks to the FCC and Elon Musk, who was also stood with the Iranian people in the past and also now, can activate this service for Iran, I think this solution will turn around everything. And the people will overthrow the regime much sooner than anyone expects.
And on Monday, Iran's president was seen walking through a crowd of pro-government demonstrators in Tehran. Iran's state-run media said that pro-government rallies were held throughout the country. A speaker at one of the rallies compared the United States and Israel to ISIS, blaming both countries for the current situation in Iran.